Hello again, everybody. This video is just going to be a quick review of the first assignment from yesterday, the Atlas activities that go with the Ming Dynasty of China. Before I go over the answers, I wanted to make sure that you know all the features that are available in Active Classroom. If you look up here in the top right corner, you do have a highlighter feature, so you can click on that. Let's say I wanted to highlight something here. If I click on that little highlighter, now I can choose a specific color based on what I think it is, a term. If I want to add to it, I can do that. Oh, didn't work. Sorry, let me try it again. So I'm choosing a color. Anyway, you get the idea. The other feature I wanted to show you is not this one, but where you see that little speaker. This can do a bunch of things for you. First of all, it can read to you.
Organize.
So you can select a word, or you can just have it read the whole text to you. Other things that are available in here would be translations, dictionaries, and the best thing, and I'll use this as an example, would be a picture dictionary. Let's say you didn't remember the word emperors. Well, you can get a regular dictionary definition, but if you click on the picture button, it's going to give you a picture, and also it'll read it to you,
Emperors.
but of what an emperor might look like. Let's say we didn't know what invaders were. If we click on picture, now we have an example of a guy who looks like he's going in to attack a castle. We have used a word, I think, if I can find it. I know I saw conquered before. Right here, if I click on conquered, now we have a guy who looks like he's going to move into new territory. So I just wanted to show you those features because I think they're helpful. Now, as far as going over the assignment from yesterday, I'll read you the gathering the facts here, and we'll talk about why answers are true or false. So it says, after almost 100 years of foreign rule in China, the Ming Dynasty restored Chinese control. Ming rulers brought political and economic growth to China. Remember, for a long time, the Mongols, who we talked about, were in control of the land where China is today. So it says Ming emperors ended Mongol rule. And remember, the Ming were that group of rebels were the ones that were able to get rid of the Mongols because they had gunpowder and guns. Okay? When they got rid of the Mongols, they set up what's called the Ming Dynasty. If you remember from the video we watched, Ming means bright. It says they ended Mongol rule. They rebuilt regions of the empire that were damaged from years of war. To rebuild northern China, Ming rulers moved the capital to Beijing and encouraged people to move back north. In the 1600s, rebellion and war weakened the Ming Dynasty, and northern invaders then conquered China. Alright, so if we're looking to find out if these statements are true or false, one says the Ming were Mongol rulers. Well, that's false. They were not Mongol. They were the ones that got rid of the Mongols and started a new era in China. 2 says the Ming moved their capital to the north. That's true. If you look here, it says they restored Chinese control. To rebuild the northern China, they moved their capital to Beijing and encouraged people to move back north. 3, the Ming helped the economic growth of China. That's true also. And 4, Ming China was conquered by Mongols. That's false. So the Mongols were in charge before the Ming got there. The Ming got rid of the Mongols, ended Mongol rule, and restored Chinese control to China. Okay? If you look at the map section, you'll see it is a map of Ming China, and it's talking about trade between the years 1368 and 1644. Okay? Orange On the map is everything that was part of the Ming Empire. Star is trade capital. I'm sorry. Anything in yellow is a trade center. Many people got these questions wrong. So a trade center means a city that was important for trading things. All right. Green is a major import. That means something that was being brought into China. And then the orange arrow is a major export, something they sent out from China. The little wall here represents the Great Wall along the northern border. And if it's written out like this here where it says Burma, that's a cultural region. So an area where people lived and had certain things in common. And then the boundary of China today, if you look at the map, actually extends way beyond what the Ming were in charge of. This line shows you where modern day China is, all that territory. Okay, as far as the facts go, for number one, it says from 1368 to 1450, the Ming Dynasty encourages foreign trade, so they knew that would be beneficial for them economically. 2 says in the 1400s there's a mass migration to repopulate the north, and remember they moved their capital there. 3, Macau is the first European settlement in China. That's this trading port right here. 4 says in 1644 there's a Manchu invasion. So there's a group of people that comes called the Manchu. You're going to learn about them later on, or in the second activity. If you already did that, you've learned about them. They're the ones that end the Ming Dynasty, and the Manchus will be in charge. Their dynasty rules until 1912. Okay, let's go down here. Looking at the map and photo C, which you can't see here, it says use the information into the questions. Okay, between 1368 and 1450, what did the Ming encourage? Well, we had that answer right here. They encouraged foreign trade, so that's all you have to write. 2 says, what are goods produced in one place and sent to another place for trade called? Well, they're called imports and exports, right? Anything that we are bringing in, like in the green arrow here, is an import. Anything we're sending out is an export. Okay. 3 says, what were the Ming Dynasty's 3 major exports? Well, you have to look at the orange arrows. What are they sending out to other people? It's the same thing everywhere. Tea, porcelain, silk. They're sending it to the Philippines. They're sending it to Borneo. They're sending it to Africa, to other parts of Asia like Tibet. Anytime you look at the orange arrows, they always have the same things. Tea, porcelain, and silk. 4. What did the Ming import from Japan? So you want specifically, look at Japan. Here it is. What's coming in from Japan? You can see there are 2 little bars here. And you could probably guess even without the words. Gold and silver. So that green arrow from Japan says gold and silver. And that's what you want to hear. 5. What did the Ming import from Mongolia and Tibet? Well, let's look. Mongolia is to the north. Tibet's to the west. Both are sending in, and they gave you a little drawing here, horses. So what they imported was horses. 6. From where did the Ming get ivory? So it says from where, meaning what place did they bring in ivory from? So you have to look. I told you ivory comes from the tusks of elephants. They gave you a little picture of elephants, and it says ivory, and it tells you it's coming from Africa. So Africa is not here, right? Africa is farther away, but they would have to bring it in on ships from Africa, importing to Asia. Okay, 7 many people missed when I looked at it. It says name 3 trade centers along the coast of China. Trade centers means any of these yellow dots. These are important cities that were beneficial for trade. So along the coast, Macau is 1, Fuzhou is 1, Shanghai is 1, right? These are the only ones that are labeled, so they must have been big important ones. So that's what you want. Shanghai, Fuzhou, and Macau. 8. Which trade center was the first European settlement in China? Well, that one it actually tells us, we read that, Macau is the first European settlement in China. So we know that one is the answer for number 8. 9. When did the Ming Dynasty end? Well, if you look up here, the map only goes to 1644, and it told us, fact number 4, the Manchu invasion ended the Ming Dynasty, and that was 1644. And then 10. How long did the Ming Dynasty last? Well, if it started in 1368 and ended in 1644, you do some math. 1644 minus 1368 means it lasted 276 years. Okay? Alright, hopefully that helped you if you were confused on that. I am grading and putting feedback on any assignments that you do through Active Classroom. So make sure you take a look at that and you can see what you got wrong and any comments I have for you. But most of you guys are doing well with this one. I'm going to make a second video to go over the other assignment about China in the modern age. And that one will be a little bit longer because there's more to go through there. All right. Remember, if you have questions, just go ahead and send me a message. Okay. Bye-bye.